Hello all, welcome again. Please subscribe to our channel if you did not subscribe by clicking subscribe button and press bell icon for your personal notifications. If you really like the previous videos, please press like button. Today on STM32H7 series, the session is about low power timers, LPTIM. In this session, in our previous sessions, we have seen about advanced control of basic timers and general purpose timers available in STM32H7. But we had an exception called low power timers and high resolution timers. So that we will be discussing now. In this session, we will go through the overview, key features, block diagram of low power timer and up to 3 configurable waveforms available and timer counter reset, encoder mode, interrupts, low power modes, and finally concluding with then references. Let's quickly jump onto the low power timer peripheral embedded in STM32H7 overview. Microcontroller provides a 16-bit timer that is able to run even in low power modes. This is made possible thanks to a flexible clocking scheme. The low power timer peripheral provides basic general purpose timer functions. One major function of low power timer is its capability to keep running even when no internal clock source is active when configured in asynchronous counting mode. So the LPT's main feature is its ability to keep a running even in low power mode when almost all clock sources are turned off. The low power timer has a very flexible clocking scheme. It can be clocked from on-chip clock sources, that is LSC, LSI, P clock, PCKL1, PLL2P, PLL3R, PER_CK clock, or it can be clocked from an external clock source over the low power timers LPTIM_IN1 input. This latter feature is used for building pulse counter applications and is a key function for metering applications like gas meters, etc. The low power timer features up to 8 external trigger sources with configurable polarity. External trigger inputs feature digital filters to cancel out faulty triggers that could be raised in noisy operating environments. The low power timer can be configured to run either in continuous or one-shot mode. One-shot mode is used for generating pulse waveforms, while continuous mode is used to generate PWM waveforms. Let's have a quick look at the block diagram. LPT is a peripheral with 2 clock domains. You can see in this block diagram. With 2 clock domains, the APB clock domain contains the peripheral's APB interface. On the left you can see, right? The kernel clock domain contains the low power timer peripherals core functions. The kernel clock domain can be clocked by internal clock source from an external clock source through the timer's LPTIM_in input. It's highlighted on the right in pin. Okay. The low power timer peripheral embeds a 16-bit counter that is fed through a power of 2 prescaler. The low power timer peripherals features a 16-bit auto reload register and a 16-bit compare register that are used to set the period and duty cycles respectively for a PWM waveform signal output on the timer's LPTIM_out output. The low power timer features an encoder mode function that can be used to interface with incremental quadrature encoder sensors using the peripherals LPTIM_in_mux 1 and in1 mux and into mux inputs. Both inputs feature glitch filtering circuitry. We do look with this block diagram. We will explain you, if possible, in any of the project case study in future. Please stay tuned for it so that you will understand with Cube IDE how we do this in the later stages of the tutorials. Up to 3 configurable waveforms, LPTIM underscore compare and LPTIM underscore ARR registers in conjunction with the bit fields wave from the LPTIM underscore CFGR register and SNG STRT from the LPTIM underscore CR registers are used to control the output waveforms. The output waveform is either a typical PWM signal with its period and duty cycle controlled by the LPTIM underscore ARR and LPTIM underscore CMP registers respectively. You can see in the figure, right? In the pink it was shown, and in the blue color LPTIM underscore CMP register was shown. Or it is a single pulse with last output state defined by the configured waveform. If the last output state is the same as the one at the waveform's beginning, then one pulse mode is configured. If not, then set once mode is configured. Below the figure in the below, if you observe properly. Okay, the low power timer's output polarity is controlled through WAVPOL WAVPOL bit field in LPTIM underscore CFGR registers. Please go through the data sheet for this. Okay. Then we can have features, LPT features a counter reset function used to reset 0 to the contents of LPTIM underscore CNT register. Two counter reset mechanisms are possible: the synchronous counter reset mechanism and the asynchronous counter reset mechanism. A synchronous counter reset is performed by setting the COUNT RST bit, that is counter reset bit. Due to the synchronous nature of this reset, it only takes place after a synchronization delay of 3 LPTIMs, kernel clock cycles. Okay. When RSTAR R star bit is set, an asynchronous counter reset is performed on the next APB read access to the LPTIM underscore count register. This quickly raises a point about the encoder modes, right? So LPT features an encoder mode function that can interface with incremental quadrature encoder sensors using the peripherals input 1 and input 2 inputs. Both inputs feature glitch filtering circuitry. The encoder function is similar to the one embedded in the general purpose timers. In our previous sessions we saw, right? It is similar to that. In order to use the encoder mode function, the low power timer must be running in continuous mode. One important thing is to note in that only LPT1 and 2 embeds the encoder mode function. So let's quickly talk about LPT peripheral features 6 interrupt sources like compare match. Compare match is raised once the content of the counter register LPTIM underscore count matches or is greater than the compare register's LPTIM underscore CMP content. The auto reload match interrupt is raised when the counter register's content matches the auto reload's register's content. The external trigger event interrupt is raised when a valid external trigger is detected. The auto reload register write completed and the compare register write completed interrupts are raised when the transfer of the content of the LPTAM underscore ARR register and LPTAM underscore CMP register respectively is completed from the peripherals APB interface logic into the peripherals core logic, which are contained by two different clock domains. These two interrupts are useful in mitigating the overhead of polling on the status of writing of these two registers when the peripheral core clock is too slow compared to the APB interface clock. The up and down direction change interrupts, that is direction change interrupts, are raised when the encoder mode function is enabled and the counting direction is changed from up to down or vice versa. The counting direction of the LPT's counter reflects the rotation direction of the quadrature sensor. Let's see the low power modes of LPT itself. So it's as obvious, it is peripheral is active in run, sleep and stop mode power modes. The low power timer is able to wake up the microcontroller from either sleep or stop modes, whereas in standby mode it is completely powered down. The peripheral must be reinitialized after exiting standby mode. For more onto this, just for more details, you can look at the application note AN4865 with a title called Low Power Timer Applicative Uses of STM32 MCUs, AN4865. Thanks for your time. Please like the video if the information is liked by you and useful to you. Please subscribe the channel if you did not subscribe by clicking subscribe button and press bell icon for your personal notifications. Next will be followed with HR high resolution timers.